We have a very special episode of Vintage Vault today. We're going to visit my sister and bring the vault to her.
Let's go.
This month on Vintage Vault, we're packing up and going to Hot Shops, an art center with galleries, classes, and studio space for all kinds of visual artists.
I'm Jennifer Young with J Creations, and I'm excited to be with Vintage Vault.
Yeah. What makes this episode very special is that you are a creative, right?
Yeah.
Black, woman, independent, but also you are my sister.
Yes, that's
right.
true.
Yes. You are my sister, my older sister actually.
Yes, I am.
So let's talk about you and like how you got into creating, in the crafts, because we didn't really, craft that much or paint that much growing up, did we?
I actually do remember a lot of crayons, a lot of paper, and a lot of colored pencils. I remember I was drawing Wolverine all the time. I would draw Marvel characters and stuff like that.
I drew Wolverine a lot. I mean, he was the only person.
He was the sickest one. Okay, so I think we were all drawing him.
Yeah, Wolverine was.
Of X-Men. Yeah. So we drew a lot, but I would say school is where I really got into it, because then I got introduced to different mediums, and then when I pointed out in high school that I really liked painting, Dad actually went to the art store for me and got me paper.
He invested in
an art board. Yeah.
Supported your
dream.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. So, how would you say, would you call your type of art like niche, or what would you say?
So, just to explain, I do handmade greeting cards. I love working with paper. I'm always cutting up, folding paper and things like that. And I would say it's a little niche because I have a particular style. And so depending on the mood I am is the medium I work with. So sometimes I'm working with watercolor, sometimes I'm working with colored pencil. And I do a lot with ink, and I love hand lettering. So sometimes my cards are a combination of all those things, and then also scrapbooking. I was first inspired a lot when it came to greeting cards because of Dad and how he would be very careful on how he chose cards. Mm-hmm. So when you got a card from him, you knew it meant what he had to say. He would take so long.
No, you're right, because there's so many different messages on cards.
Yeah,
right?
And so I was like, greeting cards, what a wonderful way to communicate. But then my friend Sarah, she got really into scrapbooking and pulled me into it. And she started making cards and gifting them to people, and she would invite me over to make things. So I started getting my own supplies and just doing it for fun. And so it went from fun to, hey, why aren't you selling these? Over and over again, friends and family kept asking me that. And so I got my first opportunity at a small boutique in Blackstone. Ooh. Who invited me to sell my cards when they saw them. So
what would you say were some of the barriers that you had to overcome, getting started or getting to where you are now?
Investing in the tools that I needed. So everything extra that I had that I was making from my regular day job went into purchasing supplies and tools. The biggest barrier definitely was having the overhead to cover that. So that, and then also of course exposure.
Yeah, right.
Exposure is rough. It's hard.
Yeah, it's rough, but but it is important. So that's exactly why we say support, and fund Black businesses, because that helps a lot.
Yeah.
This would be the part where we donate 10 stacks to J Creations, but this ain't Oprah. Instead, we're gonna support Jennifer the way we do best on Vintage Vault.
Hi, I'm Magdalene Jones, and we're back at the Vault. Today we're gonna try on some outfits with Jennifer. Can you tell me a little bit about your style?
Yeah, so I like to dress pretty comfortably. I like to wear a neutral tone most of the time, and I try to keep it simple, but I like to throw a little funk on top of what I'm wearing, but ultimately I like to feel good.
Awesome. I have a couple of things I want you to try on if you're okay with that.
Yes. Ooh.
All right. We'll take you to the dressing room, wherever that is.
Ooh, I like this one. I'm gonna get you something. And he was talking about the chains. He's talking about his neck was bubbling all up and stuff. I was
Yeah, really get them done here with the point.
Like this?
Yeah.
All right.